bottom left of Daybreak, we have the TSL, former TSL Terran player. He's currently 1-2 in the group. He is
GSL Center.
Talking to himself a little bit there, just trying to keep himself calm and focused.
He only won against Shine today. Now he's out for a second win. But to the top right, we have his opponent. 2-1 in the group. Currently, the evil genius. It is
EGJD Lady Core.
Oh, I got a lot of tweets, by the way, about Marines. People try to explain why Marines shoot faster, but nobody tried to explain why Mutalisk, or how Mutalisk can fly in space. I think the reason why is to move, but how do they do that?
It's evolution.
Of what type, though?
We don't know yet because we're casting the future.
I guess that's true.
Touching on the subject of standings in the group again, for all the people who are watching the VOD now. The situation is as follows. If Jaedong takes this game, then he will advance to Code S. If a center wins the game, Byan will be in Code S. And if Byan then later on wins against Symbol, it would mean that we have a three-way tie between Symbol, Center and Jaedong. So no matter who wins this game, it will affect one player who is going to go to Code S right away. No matter who loses here, he will not be in Code A, but still can hope for a three-way tie later on. So a lot of fans, a lot of EG fans are now cheering for Jaedong because he has it in his own hands. If he can take it, then he will be the first player today to advance to Code S, who has not to go down to Code A. Well, let's see what's gonna happen here. We have the hatch first, of course, for Jaedong.
Oh, he wants that SCV and he gets it.
Wow.
And gets away, and now
Still taunting the...
he's trying to delay the command center even further. Uh-oh, we gotta get out now. Oh, he...
Double hatch before pool for Jaedong.
And he's even delayed the command center. He scouted it, all the information in the world. Good opening for Jaedong so far here.
Yep. Really good opening for him. He sees the command center first and he kills an SCV, delays it a little bit and decides to go into double hatch before spawning pool. That's something that he definitely can get away with here. Center is going into gas though right away.
Yeah, he's just transitioning pretty normally here. Jaedong continues to scout. He wants to know if he's taking one gas or two, how greedily he's playing this. So he's only one gas. He also sees, very importantly, that there's no sort of weird fast third command center, for example, like we've seen Bomber do or Marine King do, because if that were the case, that would open up the option for him to go for a Baneling bust. And Center knows, actually he has not seen he knows now, but he didn't see the hatchery. So now he's going to go and double check that.
Scouts at the third and knows now what's up. And I'm really curious to see what exactly his transition is going to be. The early gas here could mean, and especially with the third base now being scouted and him in the know that there was a double hatch opening before the pool, he could decide to go into a very aggressive tech play, go for Cloak Banshees. We have Triple Queen now built for Jaedong. And this is not the time yet where Jaedong will be able to just capitalize on the fact that he started with such a greedy opening. As soon as the drone mechanics, as the lava mechanics are kicking in, he will get a huge harvester lead over his opponent. And of course also the increased production with 3 hatches and 3 queens out early in the game. That will help him quite a lot. No gas for him just yet. He focuses on the minerals. Wouldn't be surprised to see an increased queen count for him. He goes into 5 queens so far. 3 on the map, 2 on tap.
And Jaedong is in a position where he's taken a third base and gotten away with it. That's where you would always want to be as a Zerg player if you can. And he's going into double gas, takes it as natural. Jaedong is playing his game. This is what he wants to do. He wants to get his gases up, start teching, and as long as he can keep dealing with everything that Snare throws at him, he's always going to be one step ahead. You see a few Hellions coming out for Center right now. He wants to go and put some pressure on. Jaedong's queen count is at 5 with the 6th one coming out. That's going to make the Hellions look pretty flimsy.
It should. It definitely should. The queens should be able to do a lot here. The Zerglings trying to take down a mule, but not able to just kill it. The Hellions out in time.
But he messed up with the mule's mining, so he's going to lose a little bit there regardless.
The harvester numbers are now certainly increasing a lot for Jaedong. He's at 50 against 34, and we have more and more queens being built. Spine crawler speed is now being researched. Creep spread is also starting to get decent. He's trying to connect those 3 bases to make the queens a bit more valuable.
Yeah. And
well, the Hellions are just at this point only out for scouting.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to really do any damage. Although we have seen Jaedong mess up his micro in his earlier game against Beyond.
The Hellion count is getting a little bit higher now, though. He's going into 6. Let's see if he stops or if he just tries to get a bit more keen style.
Kills 1 tumor here, but he sees how many queens there are, and Jaedong's creep spread is starting to get pretty scary.
Important for Center is the +1/+1 that he starts before Jaedong, and you have to keep in mind that Center was part of a team that consists mainly of Zerg players. So he trained against the best. He trained against Hyun, against Symbol, he trained with Shine, and now those Hellions are getting into the main.
This time Jaedong blocks.
This time he's ready, but is he ready at the 3rd?
He needs to pull his drones for just a little bit here. Oh, really nice pull so far, but the Hellions, if they target, can get some.
Yeah, and they kill a few, but not too many. He loses a couple of Hellions, 9 Harvesters killed, but these he can replenish in just the blink of an eye with all those lava that he saved up and the extra minerals, and the Hellions are gone.
They're gone, and now he has no map presence. He's going to lose this SCV. I don't know why that SCV was even there, but...
This was not a good trade.
Yeah, this is a terrible trade. Look at the supply. 90 to 60. He's got a 30 supply lead, and Jaedong still... I mean, this is what happens. If you let Jaedong get 3 bases without putting pressure on him, he will run with it, and his defense at the 3rd was really well executed. Even fighting with a few of his drones to block the Hellions while he was trying to get those queens over to defend, it was extremely well executed.
You know, the build for Jaedong wasn't even that greedy. It was just like him seeing a command center first opening, and then even killing the SCV, and from this point deciding on, hey, if I go in and just build the hatch, you can't do anything about it.
Jaedong realizes that with the Hellions gone, he can actually go for an attack. He's going to go for a big Baneling bust here, and the Marines are out behind the wall, and
There's no wall! There's no wall! The siege tank is already dead! There come the Banelings, and this is horrible for Center! He might lose it here! Jaedong might be able to claim his contest spot right now!
He might be able to do it! He's so close! So many SCVs going down already! The Marines will be able to clean this up, but Jaedong did a ton of damage. It will not be game ending, however. The Lings are now trapped. He actually just politely lets them out.
This was a slaughter nonetheless. He took down a lot of Harvesters, 100 supply against 70. A 3rd base attempt by Center, but Jaedong now has the momentum on the map. He's going into Mutalisk. He has +2 armor already being researched. Baneling speed is also coming up. And Center is now trying to push out, maybe do a bit about it, but the problem is on creep, without siege tanks, only Marines. What he has to do is scan, take down creep tumors, and as soon as he sees a unit of his opponent, move back, lift with the medivacs, and get the hell out of there.
That's exactly what he wants to do, but the mutas are coming soon. And the Lings are already at the 3rd base. Jaedong is putting some pressure on there at the same time. He forces the lift, a little bit of a late lift by Center.
Yeah, loses a lot of Marines.
And Jaedong has a 4th base on the way. With the mutas, the map control they're going to give him, it's going to be hard for Center to attack the space. Center is hitting his upgrades, well, at least one of them, pretty well. He has +2 on the way. Jaedong is also kind of did a similar thing. He was a little bit late with his +2 melee.
Jaedong could even have done more damage in the last battle. He killed 19 SCVs, but this could have been so much worse for Center. He could have lost the game right then and there, but his splits were really good. They were not bad. Jaedong trying to make as much happen as possible, but a nice, well, Center lost a lot, and of course it was a big problem for him that he didn't lift the supply depot in time, and that he couldn't save his tank, but still, it could have been worse. Yeah. Jaedong, on the other hand, now has this lead that we talked about, and we have the 9 Mutalists in the game. +1 attack also being researched, and the creep spread on the map is really good. No attention by Senna to this drop. He loses everything. Drops a Marine to kill another Baneling.
Yeah,
well done.
One Muta is going to chase that drop all the way back to the army. He won't kill it, though. The Lings are going to try to... He actually tries to trap the units that are going to come to save the medevac. Really well done, and he will actually kill it since he brings the rest of his mutas. Jaedong is on fire right now in this game. He will have to kill these Marines, though, because Hatchery is under fire.
Yeah, the hatch is under fire, but not for long. The Mutalisk already orientating himself towards the medevac, and the medevac is not able to do anything here. The drone pull was good. Jaedong in total killed 20 Harvesters, 11 were killed by Senna, but that happened earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about how quickly he was able to pull those, I don't think a single drone died to that drop. That's not great. Does kill the Marine there, uses a Baneling for it. Jaedong is making a bunch of banelings. He's going to go for an attack with 2-2. Center will have +2 attack, but not armor when this attack rolls in. And Jaedong fights here. This is actually really smart. He's going to eliminate even more of Center's Marines, so this attack that he's about to do is going to become that much stronger.
The medivacs are even more important. Taking those out is really a good choice here. But he has to be careful with those mutalisks.
Yeah.
That was not well done. Now he goes in.
Might go in because he knows he can see with his mutants there's not that many units on the top of the ramp.
He doesn't have a transition though. We have him mining gas at the 4th base. Smart. Has a huge banking gas, but he doesn't have a transition just yet. He's really hoping for those Banelings and Zerglings to finish the game, but there are a lot of siege tanks sieged up for center. Attacking into those is not going to be easy.
21 more Banelings will put him at a total of 45. And he's going to go for it as they finish. It looks like No wants to wait for 26 more links. He has an infestation pit on the way, so he has a transition available to him. The siege tank count is at 6 right now for Center. They're really well spread too. Jaedong is going to go up against the choke point.
And the Mutalisks are immediately trying to take down those tanks, but the Marines are there killing Mutalisk after Mutalisk. Now the Banelings roll in. The Zerglings surrounding the tanks. The Banelings trying to connect with the Marines, but killing the siege tanks instead.
Yeah, this is not the best engagement for Jaedong, but it looks like he still will be able to pull through and attack the 3rd base if he wants. He can go over there and kill so many Harvesters. He's got 26 more links as a follow-up to this. Center, on the other hand, is not dead just yet.
No, he's not, and he's about to equalize the supply. Look at this drop to the right side. That's doing so much damage. No mining going on for Jaedong. Center lifts again, and Jaedong has to be very careful. He's at 133 supply against 130. Center is coming back into this game if he doesn't pay attention.
Yep. Pathogen glands coming through for Jaedong with his hive, but you're so right. You know, this attack, I felt a little bit like some of the attacks that we have seen already from Shine in this group.
And look at the base. Now we have once more the Medivac moving in. This time Jaedong is ready, but this also means that Center had the opportunity to move into the middle of the map, scan, take down creep tumors, and force the creep back.
Yeah, and the Medivac to the top right is so alone, so scared, totally surrounded by Zerg units. It's not going to really be able to get out of there if Jaedong wants to kill it. Jaedong did lose all of his mutas though, so for now it's safe. Center moves across the map for the first time in a while, starting to do a direct attack. He wants to take a direct confrontation with JD while he has the better army supply. Jaedong goes for a counterattack though at the 3rd base. And there's not enough units here, I feel. With no medivacs to support, these Marines are going to go down.
Catching a lot of reinforcements while the main battle in the middle is now going on. The siege tank's a little bit late with the siege up, but the Marine split is good. The Baneling's not connecting, and suddenly we have a supply lead for Center.
Yeah, and these Jaedong Lings were actually sorely missed in that fight. If he had those Lings, things could have been a little bit different. But on the other hand, now Jaedong is going to lose his 4th base. There's a drop at his natural. He's really struggling to deal with all the pressure from Center.
Things were starting to get sour at that point when Jaedong decided to move into the Terran player sieged up position. He thought he had enough, but he did not. Now we have the Infestors. They might change the course of the games. Does he have enough Zerglings to supply them with support? Here come those Fungals.
Good fungal on the medivacs, but the units underneath them are what's more important, and Jaedong is really struggling. He needs to win this fight well. One more fungal. Can he get it? He does get most of those medivacs.
The medivacs survived.
Yeah.
3 medivacs survived. Jaedong down to 127 supply against 145. Jaedong is in trouble here.
Yeah, but he did stop the momentum of Center. Center has to wait for a few more units before he can go to continue the attack.
These trades into a 3-base Terran player that is in a good siege position are just so difficult to pull off, and you can't just only trade cost efficiently. If your opponent has too many Marines left after this, he has this burst damage that can move into the map, get a better position. Jaedong lost a lot of his map control with that botched attempt.
Yeah, he certainly did, and now he's trying to take this 4th base again. But Center's not going to allow him. He's going to kill a little bit more creep before he moves in, I think. But he's just starting to put some pressure on now. Jaedong is actually running scared here. He doesn't even try to take the 4th base. He cancels. He's like, well, this is not going to work out after all. Going for a big Baneling roll by.
Yeah, but not into the tank.
Yeah, and he's not trading efficiently with them at all.
Well, 2 Banelings for 1 Marine. I've seen better trades.
Yeah. And now the Greater Spire is under pressure. He will save it. Well, will he?
Yeah, but the problem is that he's running out of minerals, Wolf.
Yeah, he really is low. And that Greater Spire is, even when it finishes, not going to be immediately useful for him because he's not going to be able to defend with Broodlords right now. He doesn't have the minerals to buy them anyways.
Jaedong had a good position in the game, but now he is in a really bad spot. He can't go for the Broodlords because he doesn't have the resources. There are a lot. Wow, what a fungal clustered up Marines, and he gets the good fungal. He needs the second
Look
one.
at the medevac heal, though. He's got so many medevacs.
Every single Marine has his private medevac, and now there comes the Stimmin. This is gonna seal the deal if Jaedong doesn't pay attention. He needs to move those
to get those
infestors back.
infestors saved, and the Roach, I don't know why I said Roach, there's not a single Roach in this game. The run-bys are going over to the third base.
But if he loses his own third, then he doesn't have mining anymore. This run-by was really important for Jaedong, but a 50 supply lead for the
Center
Terran.
has a bunker up. That's something that Bjorn did not do against Shine. So the run-bys were a big problem for him, but with this nice wall and bunker here, no problem whatsoever for Center. He kills very little, and Jaedong now finds himself down 70 supply.
Center was just defending, and waiting for Jaedong to run into a wall and getting himself a bloody nose. That's what happened, and then Center went for the counter-attack, moved into the middle of the map, carried the momentum there, used all of his medivacs, a lot of the medivacs, to go into his opponent's economy, take down harvesters, take down bases, and now he pressures Jaedong into the last two bases that the Casper player has.
He needs to get these bungles here, and so far so good. You know, Center probably should have destroyed those rocks in hindsight before trying to run up here, but it looks like he has enough to push through.
Jaedong has no mining anymore. GG! Center takes the game. Jaedong is not in Code 8 just yet, but now he has to rely on his opponent's win. Bjorn is in Code S. This is what this game just achieved. Bjorn is in Code S. And, well, if Symbol wins now, the engagement between Symbol and Bjorn, then he's in Code S together with a Terran player. If Bjorn wins, then Center, Jaedong, and Symbol are tied for second place.
Yeah. So it's up to Symbol to take this win if he wants to get right out of Code S. And of course, Jaedong and Center are going to be hoping so much that he does not.
Yeah. Bjorn is already in Code S. Center made it possible. Jaedong looked strong, but then the attack that did not work as planned. He lost too much, and Center just turned the game around. Went for the comeback and took the match. Therefore, Bjorn advances to Code S, and now Center and Jaedong are hoping for Bjorn to take the game.
Exactly. The map is Antigua Shipyard, so a good map for Bjorn.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for Bjorn already being in Code S, I feel like his focus might not be as solid, because now he's just in the mood like, oh, I did it, I'm good, I'm in Code S, I want to take this game. I'm not going to say he's to throw the game away, of course, but for Symbol it's much more important, and I'm sure that that's something that's frustrating for the other players, so there's nothing they can do about it, and that's what we talk about at the beginning of the group, always being so important, even though it doesn't seem like the results are, you know, as important at that moment. When you come down to a situation where your life depends on somebody else winning for you, it's one of the most stressful things you can ever watch. For sure.
And that was the situation that Symbol was just in. He needed Center to take this win. If Symbol would have won the game, well, he still would have a shot, but it would have been a little bit more difficult for him. So now, once more, he already had his chance to win a game in advance to Code S, and he botched it. Now he has his second chance. If he takes the game against Bjorn, he's through. Antigua Shipyard pointed out, Wolf, we have our next map.
Bjorn is actually typing in the chat. He said, someone told him, he's like, oh, congratulations. And he says, oh, what? I'm through? And they're like, yeah, you already made it. He's like, are you sure? And then they say, yeah. He's like, well, I'm so relieved. He didn't even know.
They shouldn't have told him.
That's actually really funny. He didn't know he was in. Now he knows.
Symbol told him?
Yeah.
Of course he would. This game is gonna decide the fate of Jaedong and Center. Bjorn has to win it. He's already in Code S, and yeah, you can see the relief on his face. Now he realizes, okay, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he said, are you really sure? He said, I'm a little bit scared. All right, so Bjorn just now with the information that he is in Code S. Going to be still trying hard on this pretty good map for Terran. Bjorn's struggling a little bit versus Zergs these days, but regardless, he gets in. You can see that he's holding his himself. even.
You know,
he can hardly believe it.
On one hand, I can't believe that he didn't know, that he didn't calculate it through. On the other hand, I think the attitude is pretty awesome, that you don't really look at the scores, but you're just like, I'm going to take it one game at a time.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's what's going to happen now. Bjan against Symbol at the GSL Up and Downs, our wildcard group. Bjan already in Code S. Can Symbol do the same? Can he defeat the Prime player? We're going to find out right now without